and gentlemen, we have.
Did we record this?
We've been recording this whole time.
A little bit.
So welcome on to Sarah Ford here. Yeah, thank you for having us at your humble abode. Great office space here. You got your whole operations in the back.
The whole setup.
It's crazy. Yeah. So thank you for being on. Yeah. Welcome to the 25-8.
How are we?
We're good. You guys just forced me some fireball shots, so I guess I'm a little bit more loosened since I have anxiety.
That's what
I
we
have
want.
anxiety and stuff, so that helped me a little bit.
She was asking for some. Was it hypnotic or something?
I said back in the day.
Well, Four Locos.
No. Come on, back in the 90s, you guys were never in the back of the car with the Four Loco with friends. I mean, you gotta live and learn a little bit.
One and done with those Four Locos. Those things are crazy.
Exactly. But now we're here.
Bro, being in high school, like chugging those with your friends in the back of the car or something.
Yeah.
Now I'm just trying to drink.
Those days are over.
Exactly. Now I'm just trying to drink like some beet juice, have some coleslaw.
Beet juice, nice. More in tune with your body and everything.
More in tune with my body than back then.
Celery juice in the morning.
Exactly. Some lemon water.
Hell yeah.
Well, thank you again. Before we get into all the nitty gritty, all the details, we're kind of talking a little bit off camera and whatnot, but give us a little background on you, kind of a 60-second spiel of like where you started and then how you got into what you do now and now where you're at.
Okay, so I am a laser tech and medical aesthetician for 10 years now. I used to do a lot of clinical training for lasers for doctors' offices and offer consulting. I was hired in Beverly Hills 4 years ago. And I call what happened to me accidental entrepreneurship. I say this all the time. Accidental entrepreneurship. I just was kind to people, helped them, and word of mouth went along the way. And then I grew an entire office and a team, and I'm really happy to do so. And we'll see where it goes from here, I guess.
And out of nowhere, you started getting employees and more traction and people coming toward you.
Yeah.
I wish I had that accidental entrepreneurship fucking, that's
I
crazy.
think if you're just really passionate and love what you do, it doesn't
just
really
happens,
it doesn't really feel like work to you, and people are drawn to that. It's not like a sales gimmick where people are coming in and I'm trying to sell like a 10-step routine.
Sure.
I'm honest, I'm upfront, I'm asking them about their livelihood, everything about their life. Yeah. I'm really getting into the nitty-gritty and the detail and actually telling them like, I care about you, this is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people really like.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell them, like you were saying, you're upfront and honest. You're like, hey, they come to you for something, but you're like, actually, what you need is this.
Exactly.
Right? So you can kind of guide them on what they need. But,
how did that start? Like going from doing your own thing in a sense, right, to getting people coming to you to hiring your first employee. Like, how was that? Because that must have been a trip. Like, okay, I need some help. I'm gonna hire like an assistant, or how did that like kind of,
God, that was a flashback of a horror story.
Horror story. No
but
way.
hold on, bring us back a little bit, because you were talking again off camera. You were saying give us how you got on your own, right? So you grew up in.
I grew up in North Carolina.
Right. And then you came out here.
And I came out here after extensive years of experience
Beverly
to actually
Hills.
help a doctor expand his aesthetic practice.
Right.
And then, all the sickness and COVID went on. And then I just sat by myself. I grew and I knew I needed some help because other people wanted to come in, and I knew that they wanted to see a change with their skin. They wanted hope. They wanted someone to feel like they cared about them.
Right.
And so I hired my first employee, which was honestly, if you're an entrepreneur or you're expanding in your business, I think your first hire is going to be your most important. I think the fuck up of what we do is we're so in desperate need of help that the first person that's like, oh my God, I love your work, I'm a huge fan, I would love to work with you, you're like, I got you, help me.
Yeah, exactly.
Help me.
Like out of necessity,
Help me. Instead of actually thinking logistically of what type of person you want. You
for
want
that
someone
position.
You want someone with you long term. You want someone that cares about the clients just as much as you do. There's a lot of things that you actually have to learn. And I think the term in entrepreneurship that I really learned is hire slow and fire fast. And
I like that.
Gary
I really
Vee
do
says
like
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you have to cut off like the bad energy that it's in your workflow. It's like if it's not working, get rid of it and figure it out and keep going. You know what I mean? If not, that stuff's gonna slow you down, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what'd that look like for you though? Did you do the opposite?
I did the opposite in my
first?
first run, which
Right.
is, I think it's a learning curve with entrepreneur. Everything that you're doing you're always learning, and you're always going to mess up, and you're always going to keep learning again and again. It's just the part of business. You're going to have great employees. You're going to have people you're like, I don't know what I was thinking.
Right, yeah.
It's just business. But I did the opposite. Yeah, I hired fast and I fired slow.
Because of necessity, though.
And because of necessity.
Yeah.
But now I have an amazing team of girls. I'm super happy for them, excited for their growth.
But how
honestly.
was that, like, being on your own, to doing your own thing, to, like, kind of building your own brand in a sense? You know what I mean? Like, there had to been, like, a transition a little bit. Like, okay, it's just me, to now it's me plus the people that are, you know, my team.
Yeah.
You know, how was that? You know, there was, like, definitely something.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Honestly, because you're thinking, I have to provide a whole living for an extra human being.
Straight
Meaning
up.
you're paying their bills, you're paying their insurance.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's a risk that you take, but that's, again, if you're not willing to risk anything, are you really going to be an entrepreneur? You know, you
Yeah.
have to be scared of every single step that you take. If it doesn't frighten you, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I have to be scared half the
Do
time.
what scares you.
I'm
Do
doing.
what's uncomfortable. Do, like,
Has
what
to
you're
be
not
completely
out of your
uncomfortable.
comfort zone.
Yeah.
If not, why are you're not growing if you're,
You're not
doing
growing
that,
if
right?
you're not
Yeah.
uncomfortable
Yeah.
at all. So
I
I think that I was really scared, but I eased in and kept learning the process of, like, having employees and, you know, making connection. Do I not make connection? Again, you have to have that boundary of friendship, but also professionalism.
Yeah.
That's a hard
I was
thing
about to
because
say
it's
that.
just me.
Yeah. So at the beginning, I feel
first.
like it's more like a friendship thing, and then it's like, okay, well, I'm running a shop, so it's like we have a friendship, but it's like we're drawing the line here.
Business
you know
is
what I mean?
business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not everyone will see it that way.
Yeah. You never
Well,
do.
yeah.
Not everyone will see it that way. But like I said, you know, it doesn't hurt me one bit.
Yeah.
I think in the end, I'm glad of any mistakes that I do make. It's a learning curve for me. But yeah,
That's
No,
good,
for sure.
yeah.
So you have how many people with you now?
I have 6.
Okay. So 6 girls, I'm assuming, or no?
Yeah.
males?
6 girls.
Girls?
Boys, girls, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Um,
under your wing.
Under my wing.
Yeah.
And so going back to what you just said, like, it scares you, right? You're providing for these people's livelihood. So when you hired these people, these girls, did they come to you? Did you search out to them? And kind of take us through, like, what that looked like, and then if you can give us some, like, if there were any obviously trials and tribulations along the way, and kind of give us a little bit more background on
I
that.
think I learned during the hiring process that I wanted to hire someone that didn't know of me in the industry.
That's
I
good.
think in the beginning when you hire, the mistake I made was I hired kind of someone that was a fan at first, and it turned into, like, the high expectation of me, like, having this friendship, but also this, and being this person when I'm a businesswoman at the same time. So I think the hiring process was I wanted to make sure they didn't know of me. They weren't, they had some years of experience behind them at another location, that they weren't just graduates starting out. Because I kind of spoil my team a little bit. They get to have that luxury of, like, working with high intel clients and seeing people come in and out, and they're already pre-booked for a few
Yeah,
months in
yeah.
advance. So
Yeah.
you know, that ego boost is already
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So I kind of really wanted to make sure that this round I was a little more careful with the hiring process, and to make sure that, one, they didn't know of me, that they had some background, that they had some references to hold
Right.
them back, and that one of my girls, she used to work for herself, and she came when I sought her out. She's like, I actually don't want to work for myself at all. She's like, I
Really?
worked there, I
want
dealt
someone
with
else.
it. I just want to work for someone and be happy and comfortable with what I'm doing. I'm like, I'm your girl.
Done.
Yeah.
I'll always
that
keep you
works.
happy.
Yeah.
Dang.
You know, but it's hard because you have to have that expectation at some point that they're going to leave you. Not everyone's going to stay with you
Right.
forever. Would I love that? Absolutely.
Exactly.
But they
But-
have to build their own dreams as well. Like,
Exactly.
They have their
Kind
own
of
thing going
inevitable.
on, you know
It's
what I mean?
inevitable,
Yeah.
and I 100% support it. And I will
100%.
make sure with any of my team members that if they were ever wanting to do something like that, that I have the back end to be like, what do you need from me? Like,
Yeah.
I got you, because I've been there.
I feel like
Right.
you'd be such a bad person to kind of try to keep someone from, like, trying to do their own thing and, like, progress and, like, do something big on their own. Like, why? Your whole point of yourself, like, you train them as well. So at the end of the day, like, they still have, like, a little bit of piece of, like, you and, like, you know, your business model or whatever. So you're like, yeah, that's my girl, you know, right?
Right. I remember my first employee I let go. And of course, you never want to let things go in the wrong way. But I was super like, hey, I support you, whatever you want to do. Like, I'm so happy for this person. But I knew that it was time to part ways. And I remember I was like, I'm so happy, whatever you want to do. I'm so supportive. And afterwards, she made like some TikTok videos about me, like negatively.
Really?
Because I let her go. And I was thinking in my head, man, that kind of sucks because I would have been glad to push clients your way. I would have been glad to like shout your business out. I didn't know you
So
felt.
it was a lack of communication, maybe.
It was lack of communication that I wish was there. But again, you're never gonna see eye to eye with a lot of people. You just wish that was the case. But I guess since we're talking about entrepreneurial stuff, you know, that's the one thing about it is you'll have a great employee and you'll be like, man, I gotta let you go now because you know. They want triple the amount of money or something like that. And you can't afford that. It's not that you can't pay them, but you're just like...
It doesn't make business sense.
It doesn't make business sense for me because I'm still a growing business. I can't pay you 3 times your income, but I do think that you're credible enough to move on and I support you. But yeah, that didn't end the right way.
At least you provide
that didn't end up how I thought how I would like to.
At least you provided the platform. You know what I mean? To even like get yourself up and put your name out there.
I mean, she went off on her own and built herself a business. And I'm like, you couldn't have at least been happy I built you a business. Like, you couldn't at least like just been like, hey, you know, you fired me. I'm mad at you, but damn, you built me a whole business. Like, kudos to you. You gave me the training and credentials. I would have been like, yo, I see you. What's up? You know?
So what initially got you into this business?
I was in nursing for 2 years, and I just realized it wasn't the path.
You went to school for nursing?
I went to school for nursing. I did my first 2 years, and I just didn't feel like it was the...
Back home
in North Carolina. And I didn't really feel like it was a path that I wanted to take, but I knew that I liked the combination of medical aesthetics and beauty. So when I got out of school and I dropped out of nursing, I was hired at a laser hair removal center. And I said, okay, this has medical with the side of aesthetics and people leave happy.
Yeah.
I was like, I like this. So I went straight into school for it. And when you graduate, you don't really go straight into medical aesthetics. You have to work at certain spas or kind of jumpstart your career.
Well, certain med spas also have to have MDs in presence, right, to run certain like machines and stuff like that.
Exactly, and you have to have some sort of years of experience to be able to even get in the medical spa industry.
Right, yeah.
But I was straight out of school, and I basically negotiated my way into being paid half of the price for a salary just to be like a front desk girl, just to get my foot in the door. Yeah. So I learned so much from there, and then ended up getting my foot in the door and just did lasers and medical aesthetics for a few years. I would have like 15 clients a day, all different sorts. It would be like laser hair removal, microneedling, laser, clear and brilliant. It just
sacked,
boom. Yeah, it was back then. Yeah.
And what made you want to come out here to Cali?
I was doing clinical trainings for doctors' offices, and they would always joke around and be like, all right, Sarah, when are you going to get back in the treatment room?
When are you going to...
Well, they said that, and I would actually make the joke, and I would say, you know what? When I get back in the aesthetics room, I'll go to Hollywood, I'll come back, and I'll tell you I had a good day. Yeah. I would joke about that all the time, and look what I did. I actually freaking...
And you're stuck here now a little bit.
I'm literally stuck here now. There's no way.
Shout out to, blessings of all the clientele that keeps you stuck here, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, shout out to them. That's
I
cool.
appreciate them so much. I love them. I would give them my pinky.
Damn.
Yeah. I love my clients. I mean, I'm a ride or die for my clients.
Yeah.
Love it.
So tell us about when you came out here, you started working for that doctor, and then when you kind of branched out on your own, what did that look like in terms of building that clientele and getting your name and your brand out there and now creating your own business? I mean, I assume that you already had some kind of sort of clientele from working with that doctor, but what did that all look like as far as the come up for yourself?
I didn't really have clients.
Okay,
from
so
him.
Tell us about that.
So what I did was I reached out to people who had concerns with acne or pigmentation, and I would basically...
How'd you find them?
I would look them up, or I would see people on the street. I would see people on the street and be like, "Hey, do you want a free treatment?" And I would offer free treatments.
No shit.
In exchange for before and afters.
Yeah.
And then they would tell their friends, or they would let me post it online. And then at first there were a few like influencers, and I remember one time they would be posting, my skin is so bad, and I would reach out and I would say, I got you, come in. And then it was just a train effect after that. I just kept posting before and after photos and being really consistent. But I had no life the first 2 years I was here, to be honest. Like I was sitting down giving facials Monday through Sunday. I would start sometimes at 7 a.m., end at 9 p.m. Like there was half of the times where, I mean, I really didn't even have like $2,000 or $500 in my bank account. You know, it was really that starting point of because when I left his office, I had the option, stay and just try it out, or go back home and go back to my job, which they would have taken me back. I love everybody back home in North Carolina. That's my team. I stayed. I was like, you know what? I'm here. I already got a place. Make it or freaking break it at this point. You know, I'm known for helping companies grow their aesthetic side. I didn't know one single person out here. I was like, I'll show them what I could do without lasers. I
love it, man.
Because I was a laser queen. And California is the only state in the U.S. that doesn't allow estheticians to use lasers.
Really? I didn't know.
And I was a laser technician. You have to have an MD in California.
I do financing for like businesses and stuff like that, so I know like about those laws. Like I'll have like certain clients come to me and like, bro, you have to be an MD to even like be approved for this like sort of financing, right? Wow. So like aesthetic lasers, stuff like that. You have to be an MD.
Which is wild because even some doctors in LA, when they would buy lasers, they knew what I did. They would reach out and I would still go provide their trainings in LA.
Yeah. And I'm like, they could hire you and you could kind of be the person running the machine without them being the one in charge of it, kind of.
California is the only state that doesn't let me do that. But can I work alongside of a person and tell them exactly what to do to get results? Absolutely. Yeah. And so California, since it's the only state that doesn't let me touch a laser, I was like, well, I already know how to push the skin to its limit because I do so much. Yeah. So I'll do a lot of work without it. I'll show what I can do without it. And people liked what I could do without it.
Yeah.
And after that, it was just 2 years of just straight working. I set up in my kitchen in my apartment.
Love it.
I mean, I was having like celebs coming in my kitchen. I was sitting there. I was like, "Is so this freaking...
chopping up cilantro?"
I was like, "This person I can literally go to any place in Beverly Hills is walking in my freaking kitchen for a facial." I was like, "I'm
going on." Like, hold on, give me a second. Let me put my dog away. Give me a sec.
Who's your
my
first
dog was there too, jumping on the bed.
I love it.
Who's your first, like, I guess in your eyes, like, damn, like I got this person to be a client.
Like, holy shit, yeah, this person.
It was kind of like a made it in your own head, like, damn, I got this person. I know I'm legit now, and like propelled you to keep obviously getting the clients that you have now. Or were there a couple?
There's a few. There's my first one I won't name because she's so private.
All right, that's fine.
She'll get me. But I think when
how was that though? When you were like, holy shit, like.
The experience where you're like,
here. Yeah,
like she's actually coming to me in my kitchen.
You're in the restroom, like looking at yourself.
She actually used to go to someone for 13 to 14 years, the same woman. So when she requested to come see me specifically, I was like, what did I do?
Like mind blown.
Mind blown.
So how did she find you?
Her family members referred me. Wow. Yeah. That's I think, crazy. She's
just friends of friends, word of mouth.
Friends of friends, word of mouth. And then someone would reach out and be like, hey, you did my friend's face. I heard it was great. And then it was just a train effect. Yeah. And then it was just a train effect. And that's usually how it happened. But, I guess
I'm gonna get a front desk job here, bro. Yeah. See all the celebs. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think, I mean, Ariana's a huge one.
Oh yeah,
to me, and she went public with me.
Yeah, it's on your.
I was
Instagram,
mind blown
right?
when I was mind blown when she did that.
That's insane.
I was like, bless. I was like, really, little me? You want to shout me out?
Yeah.
I was like, you could have kept me a secret. Yeah. I don't mind. I think that was a huge moment for me as well.
Absolutely.
To be like, and she was I remember I got my first office, and it was like this ranky dank office. Like did you go to my I was trying to see who went to my first
Did
office.
you go?
Did you?
Did
We
you
got
go?
a listen in the
Where was
background.
it?
Shout out.
Where was it?
Office, my ranky dank office. When
We got
in
Alyssa in the
brick-
back. Shout out to Alyssa. What's up, girl?
She's in the back, one of my clients. It was like a rinky-dink office in this brick building, and there was always homeless people outside throwing up everywhere.
Yeah.
I was there very short. But I remember Ariana came, and I was like, the fact that she's coming here, I was like,
Let me go outside and move these homeless real quick.
Let me
like,
spray
move
down
the
the
trash.
street real quick.
yeah, but she's the sweetest, most nicest
That's awesome,
human I've
though.
ever met. So yeah, I'm
That's
blessed.
legit.
The fact I remember even one of my clients said, Sarah, I'll follow you to the trash can. I'll follow you to the dumpster in the
Yeah,
backyard. And
I
I was
love
like,
that.
man,
Yeah.
that's when you know you got some real
Clientele.
clientele
Yeah.
there.
That support you in the nitty and gritty.
In the
right?
nitty gritty, yeah.
Well, I mean, you're doing stuff with people's face. So
Yeah.
obviously, if you do an outstanding job that you do, one, they're going to be happy. So then they refer you. And then, like you said, that's just like the word of mouth. I feel like the beauty industry is like, it's so popular nowadays, but also I feel like it is kind of a tight knit community in and of itself. Cause again, they're not just going to go to anyone,
Yeah.
right? Like they're going to go to people who
Have
kill
some,
it.
Some,
Yeah.
and
some credit, right? Yeah.
Make
I
'em
think
beautiful.
also it's just making people feel comfortable in their space and making them feel like they have a safe space to come to and confident because, you know, a lot of people, when you're that close, you're sharing a lot of vulnerabilities about yourself.
Right.
So to really
You're
feel
in their personal space.
you're in their personal.
Yeah,
But also,
literally.
what I do with skin is I have to ask very in-depth questions like, do you drink every weekend?
Yeah.
Are you?
Does that take into
you know,
the place for
lifes-
like their
everything takes a whole lifestyle.
elasticity or whatever with like their
Elasticity, dehydration. I go very deep into their everyday lifestyle. Are you stressed? And then a client will.
Do
you
I
know,
drink
do
every
it-
day? Yes. Am I stressed? Yes. Are you tired? Yes. Like,
I'm
you
all
need
fine,
this,
yes.
and this.
all right, cool.
yeah.
All right, bro. You need the works, my guy. Yeah.
I need a full one, just to make people honestly feel comfortable in their space. And LA is a completely different industry than any other beauty industry that I've tapped into. Like I've worked along the East Coast, but LA is really that space where people want to come and they want to feel like they could come to you and you're not, quotation, just super cloudy, you know? Like a lot of people in the beauty industry here, like as soon as they see a client, they're like posting a picture of them, not even with them, you know,
Yeah.
they'll just like steal
Of
their,
them,
yeah,
yeah.
they'll just like take their picture, put it on Instagram or
It's
their
all the hype.
story. Yeah, it's the hype. And I feel like people want to feel
Comfortable. And
Comfortable.
Like, homey, like
home,
Yeah.
like they could tell you things. You don't got to shout to the world that they're
Yeah.
seeing you. If
Exactly.
a client shouts me out, cool. But
I
if
mean,
they
you-
don't, I'm okay with it
Yeah,
too.
no, I
Yeah.
mean you're in a pretty cool building, but like I feel like it's really low key. Also, like your own studio, so I feel like people like come in here, do what they have to do, and like they can still run out and be like, "Oh, like nothing happened" or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also, I want my clients to feel super comfortable, so I don't have. If you look in the directory downstairs,
No name or anything.
no name,
Yeah.
and no name on my door.
Yeah, I did
and I
see
keep my
that.
door locked, and I have a camera on my door.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Dang.
So I make it real legit. I make
Yeah.
it like you're
So
not
she's
knowing
gonna,
where
she's
I
gonna
am.
hear about what we were talking about before we walked
I
in.
know. Shit.
I'm gonna check the camera, see what you guys, if you guys are talking a little shit or
This guy,
something.
yeah.
Be like,
I hope she's ready, bro. Fuck.
We're gonna ask her for a free facial after this.
Shit, I
No,
might need
no,
one.
I need one,
I'll need a
but
shave
yeah.
Free
first,
consultation. That
No,
is,
just
that's some
kidding,
money right
just
there.
kidding.
I'm just kidding.
There you go. Free consultation.
That's funny.
So yeah, what I want to ask, like, what's your favorite thing to do in your line of work? Like in terms of like micro needling, all that stuff you were naming off. Like, do you get a kick out of as like, oh yes, I get to do this today? Like,
I love downtime. Anything that has downtime, I love it because it's like it's gonna bring results in the long run. Yeah, they're like flaking or they're peeling their face
Downtime.
off.
What do you mean downtime?
Downtime means like they're either flaking or they're peeling their face off for a certain amount of times. Depends on the treatment. But then I know that they're going to get the results that they're wanting. Usually people come in, they want to see a before and after, but they just want a little cleanup, pores extracted, nice kind of glow. But I love it when someone comes in and they tell me, do whatever you want. Ah, that's nice.
Patience,
That's
yeah.
dangerous right
Yeah.
there. Don't tell me that.
Are you sure?
That's for
Brings a
sure
knife out?
like my
Yeah.
esthetician boner right there.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
do whatever you want. Oh, God. Love
well,
that.
fuck, rolls up sleeves, right?
I'm like, let's
Watch me get
go.
to work.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell me twice. But it's hard in the entertainment industry because everyone's always in a camera filming, pop. So they can't do a lot of downtime. So I get excited when I get a little bit into that because that's all I'm known for is teaching techniques on how to get results with downtime treatments or lasers or whichever.
Yeah.
So how is it coaching like new employees and stuff like that come into you and like you prep them to handle these type of clients as well? You know what I mean? Like, how is that? Is it?
It's fun and a little bit of a challenge of itself because sometimes people learn things and they want to stick to what they know, but you always have to be open to learning. I get my team a lot of advanced training outside of me. I don't particularly train my team because I was so hardcore in the medical like downtime industry of CO2 lasers and plastic surgeons that I let them watch more of the educational aspect of the brands that I bring in. Me, I'm
Like
kind of like
products and stuff like that.
Like which one?
Like products, you mean? Like
products.
okay.
Like if I bring on a brand, they do
yeah.
extensive trainings for them. So I make sure to get them trainings outside of me because I'm not a person to train. I'm not that boss. Everyone always asks me. They're like, oh, when are you gonna offer trainings?
No, yeah,
and stuff?
yeah. Some people don't, some people do, but like, yeah, I'm just wondering how you get your team equipped to, do everything on themselves as well.
Yeah. No, I like to kind of call myself like the Mad Hatter of skin. Like I'm a little fucking crazy.
Hell yeah. She's the QB, baby. She knows
I'm
how to put
a little crazy.
pieces of the puzzle together.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like the cubes, just like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
But we were talking earlier about, he asked about your tattoo on your hand, and then we got into kind of all of that. So I feel like what you were saying is past life, this, that, and the other, if you want to get into that or not.
Mind.
But obviously that's kind of what brought you into what you're doing in terms of beauty, and you work with your hands and all of that, and you're like a healer, right?
Do you feel like this is like holistic healing in a sense?
I don't advertise it, but do I low-key do that?
Like
yes.
internally you feel
Yes, I do. Yeah. There's moments that I have with my clients that they don't know when I touch their face and I do a little bit of woo-woo. Woo-woo.
No, yeah, talk about that. Like, just
It's
is
just
it meditation? Is it praying?
it's called
Or is it-
energy transfer.
okay.
That's what I like to call, because like some people you come in and I can immediately sense if they're frazzled, if they're stressed. Like you can sense people's energy. Some
Yeah,
people are really
yeah.
good at reading it.
Yeah.
The hostility, or they're coming in, they're rushed in, they're like, oh, I'm having such a shitty day.
Yeah. And that's
People
you.
will tell me that. They'll tell me that.
And that's you that reads it. That could
I
read
read
that,
it.
yeah?
I'll
Okay.
read it or they voice it to me. But most of the time I can read it. I can read things about my clients without them telling me. And then towards the end, I'll ask them a question and they'll say, how'd you know that?
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have any practice
I'm
in
a
that?
little woo-woo. No, I don't try to push that because I don't want people to be like, she's a witch. She's going to fucking heal your psoriasis.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to do that. But am I woo-woo? Yeah. I feel like, to be honest, I'm going to be 100%. People
it.
that tell people they're woo-woo, like pronounce
woo-woo?
it, are not woo-woo.
Oh,
yeah, it's
okay,
like they're trying
yeah.
to do too
They're
much.
trying to do too much.
Okay.
Like, oh, I'm like the wizard witch.
Yeah.
I'm like the blah, blah. I'm like, you're really not. You're really not.
Yeah.
If
Talk-
you gotta,
talking
if
too much.
You're talking too much.
Yeah.
Like if you really gotta put on your like bio that you're a skin healing witch, you're not fooling me.
Right.
Usually the people that are woo woo
Low-key,
won't announce that they're a little woo woo.
Right.
Because
right.
they feel a
Kinda
little
like under the
woo woo. They
radar.
feel a little like, damn, I'm like, might be too much.
We
or
don't want to have
something. Yeah.
imposter
Yeah, okay.
syndrome. I don't want to
Yeah.
be like shouting it out from the world, and all of a sudden I'm like doing Reiki on people.
That's funny.
But am I? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
crazy.
feel like you had that as a young child, like growing up?
Yes.
Or when did you come into like fruition with that? Like when did you like touch into that?
Yeah, like
kind
a
of?
certain
Yeah.
thing happened, and you're like,
I am her, or something. Yeah.
Me. I had a lot of childhood trauma growing up, and I could read a lot of things growing up, and I've experienced some dark things as a child. So I feel like going through that really makes me like an empath and be able to be really, resonate with a lot of people, or be more, sympathetic and
Like
kind of
intuitive.
intuitive
Yeah.
with people. But I don't think I really touched into it until maybe about 4 years ago, honestly.
Yeah.
I
When
got
you had
into
your
it
business
late.
or before your business? Or at the same time, kind of?
Honestly, maybe a year after having my business, I realized it.
Like something, I have something extra.
There was a client that came in and she has severe breakouts, and I'm not going to say this. Hopefully, I don't think she'll watch it, but she had severe breakouts and she didn't want any downtime, and that's kind of hard to do.
No downtime, so
no like corrective,
healing
like
and all
healing,
that.
nothing to
Yeah.
quickly speed up the healing process. So at one point, she didn't know, but I put my hands on her thyroid, because the thyroid
Right
is a
here,
really
right?
good healing
Yeah.
place. Yeah. Thyroid, and then your ears to like pull out the energy.
Wow.
And I did a little bit of transfer energy. And 2 weeks later, she messaged me that her acne was kind of gone.
No shit.
And she asked me what I did.
That's
and in my head, I was like, well, I really just did a
like, "Holy
basic
fuck,
facial.
Only if you knew.
But only if you knew.
I didn't even charge you extra for that. Yeah.
Dang.
In charge,
No
yeah.
way.
Yeah. So sometimes if I really tap into it, I can feel the energy transfer. And some people will tell me, they're like, wow, that felt good. I'm like, yeah, I bet that did.
I fucking
bet
bet.
it
Yeah.
did.
That's so
But it's
crazy.
really preserving your energy and making sure you're in a really good space before you're touching people.
Yeah.
I think
Does
that's
that
really important.
take energy from you? Like, does that like deplete your energy, or like how do you rejuvenate or kind of build yourself back up to be able to do that?
It used to be really hard because when I used to have 10 people a day, I was so drained.
Yeah.
I felt
Right,
myself
yeah.
drained. But now I only do 4 people once a week.
Got it.
Yeah. So
So have you had you've had clients that are a little just ready to go, like they're in here, they kind of do their thing and maybe don't.
I do have clients that want to be in and out. Yeah.
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 What's a big one?
big client?
Yeah, that you've had like in and out like that. Just they want to come in, like get me done, I'm out of here.
I think it was only. I mean, I have a lot of those. I did a 15-minute facial on the West guy.
Mr. Yay.
Mr.
Hell
West.
yeah. Mr. West.
Wait.
15 minutes. I think that was like my world record.
So
Yeah.
did you get everything done in those 15 minutes, or why? How did that happen, or why did it happen, or how did he find you,
Yeah,
or
was it
how did
It
you?
was a
schedule that he
Yeah,
was on, or what?
Yeah.
It was just a referral from a client, and they asked me to come do a facial, and I thought I was going to get at least 30 minutes to an hour. Usually with my guys, they kind of like it. They want to be in and out, you know? Some guys, they want to
I mean,
just
a
like...
girl touching my face, I'm relaxing. I don't know if I want to be in and out.
Keep me here for 2 hours.
when you start to get into extractions, you want that shit done really
okay.
fast.
Why?
You're like,
Does
when
it-
is this done, you know?
Does it hurt or feel a little weird on your face?
A lot of
or
people
something?
can't really handle it as much.
No
the
way,
like
okay.
the deep clean outs
Yeah.
and stuff. But
Damn,
no,
I feel like all my
I
pores
feel
are
like I
showing now on
needed to
this
get
camera.
done exactly what he needed. He was like, at first I was there and I was like, okay, let's go. But then they're like, okay, can you do 15 minutes? I'm like, 15?
Motherfucker.
You're like,
15?
but you got it done?
I got it done.
Hell
And he
yeah.
looked good.
There
no
you go.
complaints. So, woo-wah. Until
love
I
that.
complained that they didn't pay. But that was about it.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
I don't think I'll
Kanye
see
West
him
came in
again
here
after
for
that.
fucking free, huh?
But he was so dope. He was really, really nice guy. Like,
How did they not pay? What the fuck?
I think they just forgot,
Forgot?
for 3 months.
Hey, you have this invoice pending,
you know.
but
For 3 months.
They got a lot of bills racked up. I'm
Yeah.
Sure,
and
so.
just never brought it up.
Honestly,
again,
I made like this funny TikTok. I didn't even think it was going to go viral. It was a stupid, funny TikTok for a second. And then the team reached out.
Oh, it was about that.
It was but it was a funny one.
Right,
It was like, what person are you excited to see? And then what downfall was it? And I was like, damn, I was so excited to give Kanye West a facial, but then I never got
fucking
paid.
it went viral?
Yeah.
And
I
it
never
went
got paid.
It was going viral so fast that next thing I know, I looked and the invoice was paid instantly. So I
Dang.
took the video down.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
You're
wasn't
like,
trying to,
shit,
like-
yeah. Charge him or like
Yeah,
talk
I wasn't
shit.
even trying
yeah.
to talk shit. It was
It was
just
like
a
a
funny
funny-
video.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
man, I was so excited for this, but damn,
I didn't
whatever.
even fucking get paid.
Yeah, I didn't even get paid,
That's
but
fine.
whatever. So
Shout out
I
to
got
Ye. He's one of my
and then I
favorite
got
artists.
like weird stalker stuff after that. Like someone
Really?
was like messaging me from a burner phone, and they're like, "We're gonna sue you."
What?
And they were like, "How could you make that video?" And my phone was private, so it had to be someone
One of their
that-
team or like
I don't know if it was their team. I think it was just like it was a weird case scenario.
Dang.
But I
Fucking
missed. They were
Kanye
like,
himself,
they're
he's,
like,
like,
how could
sitting
you
there?
make that video that was so cringe and unprofessional? I wrote back. I was like, at least I paid the invoice.
Damn.
Yeah.
Straight
I
up.
didn't care. Whatever.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's
But
kinda,
kudos.
that's
It was a
kinda
good
spooky.
facial
Yeah.
to check off my list.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
So you have Ariana, Kanye.
And a couple other people.
I have a bunch. Yeah.
Yeah.
A few
That's
around.
cool.
I love my
How do you
team.
market yourself now? Is this just word of mouth now, or you still like promote yourself on certain platforms or something?
I think I just do a lot of more educational stuff online.
Okay.
Yeah. If my clients post stuff, it's really cool, but I don't try to use it as much because then you get more of the hardcore fan base where they just
Yeah.
want to experience you one time, or
It's
Not
not like
true
a,
it's not like
Yeah,
it's not like
I
a
get ya.
forever client.
Right.
So I try not to promote as much as my entertainment celebrity clients, as you could say.
Yeah, you're promoting like what you're actually doing.
I'm
which is
I'm
your
like,
business.
hey, I know I work on these people, but
Yeah.
it proves results. So
Exactly.
maybe just
Yeah.
like listen and watch some tutorials
Yeah.
and get yourself glowing skin at home.
I was looking on your Instagram. Do you have your own skin line?
I
of
do.
stuff?
I have my
So
own
tell us about
skincare
that.
line. So a few years ago, I was selling out of a product line, and they could never keep it in stock. And
Really?
so my clients were like, well, where are we going to get our product from? So at some point I was like, okay, I think
I gotta
that
step in here.
I got to step in here
Yeah.
and I got to make something that I have in bulk so
That's
it doesn't
legit.
just run out. And so I did the first batch. I was terrified. I dumped all my money. I was like,
That
here we
shit's
go.
not cheap.
It's not cheap. Production's not cheap. And I was terrified, did my first run through, and I sold out in 3 months.
No way. Congrats.
Yeah. And then I did my second run through and I sold out. So it's a baby business. It's only been open for 1 year.
Good for
And
you.
we've been featured in Vogue 3 times.
No
And
way.
This is this.
Naturally.
That's all these, right? Or
Yeah. It's those ones. They're gone. They're sold out right now.
Sarah Ford. I like that. It looks
Yeah.
nice.
You know what's so funny is everyone tells me my name is so strong. At first, I did not want to name
It is.
my
really
product
is,
my
though.
name.
Yeah.
I did not want to name it
You
my
didn't want
name.
the product
No, I didn't
to have
want
your name?
No,
Why?
because I didn't want to be so much of the face of the company. I wanted to make something where it's going to provide results, but also people weren't in search of me all the time, where it
Got
kind of sets me aside a little bit.
They're more in search of the product, not the
They're
name
more,
of it.
yeah, not the name
Yeah.
of it, but everyone's like, no, you are the brand. Like, you do know that you have the knowledge behind of what ingredients work and what
Yeah.
ingredients help, and your name is so strong. Why would you not use it? And so I said, okay.
And you sell this stuff all like you have a website or Amazon or
I have it online on my website.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
right
And
now.
it's Sarah Ford.
SarahFord.co.
SarahFord.co. I gotta get some stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I always look greasy, so I
Off
need some,
camera
like,
after
yeah,
this, I'm
I
gonna
don't
need
know.
you to touch me up.
greasy's a good thing. You're actually gonna age beautifully.
I mean, my skin's pretty good. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to brag about myself.
Everyone
but
always
still,
complains
Liz,
about
I
oily
just feel like
skin.
I like shiny sometimes though. I like too
shiny. It's
oily.
okay. You glow. Don't
Oh,
worry.
You
thank
gotta
you.
glow.
You
Yeah,
got
I
really good
appreciate it.
skin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you.
You gotta
Oh
glow.
my god. Sarah Ford, baby.
That's crazy. So what do you have on the line there?
I just started with a cleanser, serum, and moisturizer, and now I'm getting into a few ones that I haven't released just yet.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
But
are
I'm
those?
excited about it. I reformulated some pigment pads that have a higher potency of active melanin inhibitors, which is for brightening. So clients are going to be really excited about it, and it has certain
Sick.
products and ingredients in it that are really going to be beneficial for everybody. I like to make the line where it's going to be effective but gentle at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's not too like extreme and like
It's not too aggressive where people get like rashes
Yeah,
or
to
break
irritate
out.
the skin.
Yeah,
stuff
no
like that.
irritation. I wanted it to be gentle at first so they can ease their way in.
Yeah.
Because that's mostly what I deal with is like more harder cases.
Right. So what has that looked like on the product line of knowing the ingredients and then working with the like production team on the back end of now kind of basically a second business?
That's like a whole other
Right?
business.
It's a whole
Yeah.
other
It
business.
really
So
is.
how has that been in that journey and that learning experience?
The learning experience is a lot, and it's terrifying because let's say if I got a wrong bottle tube or something that someone didn't like and it broke so often, but I ordered thousands in bulk.
Oh shit.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
You're not going to get your money back. You already paid that. So you have to really take your time in trialing the caps and the bottles and you're dumping a lot of money, so you're taking a huge risk. You have to be really confident on what you're going to put out when you make something. It's really scary, honestly, and it's completely different business in itself. So people are now like, why are you not in the office full time? Like, is it because now you're just a celebrity facialist? I'm like, no, you guys don't understand. Like,
Yeah, like,
I'm
creating
making
these things that make your skin beautiful. Like,
I'm
back
creating
off.
product now, and now I'm full time in production.
Marketing
Mind you,
and all that, and
marketing, all the logistics, the legal aspects
Right.
of it,
Yeah.
running the
You're
testing.
the CEO. You're the business owner.
Yeah, you have to do testing. I have to make sure these girls are good. My team is good. The bookings, the DMs, the emails, the virtuals. Like, it's a whole thing.
Damn.
Not only that, I decided to put myself in full time in Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine school for nutrition.
what is that?
It's Chinese medicine and ancient Ayurvedic rituals on nutrition guides for
Okay.
helping people heal from the inside out with their gut.
So it's
no.
not so much any like external kind of exfoliating; it's more like internal.
Internal, yeah. I do believe that skin is within. So as long as you have a
I've heard that too. Like you make sure your gut health, it creates like
your microbiome,
exactly,
like
yeah.
your gut, like making
Yeah.
sure that you're just healthy
Like
overall.
an optimal diet.
But it's
No,
going to
some
give you
people-
long-term
yeah.
results.
Some people have like crazy skin problems. Or Miami or something like that.
Yeah. I think when people, from what I've seen, when people come in here and they make a name for themselves and they get in that entertainment lifestyle, they do a fast thing and a hard crash.
Okay.
And
You're in it for the long run, baby.
you're in it. Also, it's just LA is just a different scene being out here. You know, you have to be always, I don't know, it's just different.
Yeah.
It's just different.
I get you.
Yeah.
What is it? Like, you feel like there's more competition, or just like the relationship is just
More
not
fakeness,
as like,
to be honest.
Okay, that's what I was
I'm gonna
getting
be real,
towards. Yeah.
more fake
That's
than
what I want to get
anything.
towards.
Yeah.
Like,
So it doesn't feel like genuine as much,
no,
right?
like when I meet other professionals, they're like, "Oh, I work on so and so," which is nice, you know, but that's not the first thing I say when I meet someone.
Yeah,
I'm more like, "How's your fucking mental health today?"
Yeah, yeah,
like,
literally.
what you doing?
How's your
Yeah.
dog? What
How's
are you
your
doing? Yeah.
dog? I feel like when you're out here, everyone's just like, "Who do you know?
What do you do?
Who can you introduce me to?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
can I play by book can I have?" And
Sure.
you really want to make genuine connections, which someone told me when I moved here. They said it's going to take you about 6 years to make genuine friends. I'm on my 4th year and I'm finally making genuine friends.
That's
here,
tough, yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah.
But the
I've been
first
here
few
my
years
full
were
life, and
really
yeah.
hard on me, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just stayed in work. I just did work. I stayed to myself. I didn't make friends. You know, my friends were my clients at the end of the day. They knew so much about me.
Yeah.
But I like the quiet life. I like the simplicity
The
and
countryside,
the
yeah.
countryside and getting to know someone outside of who they are, what they do
Right.
for work,
Yeah.
or how much money they have.
Yeah.
It's really just connecting with one another. So I love LA. LA is good for business. I think if you really know what you're doing
Right.
and you're a compassionate person, you'll get far here. But long run, I don't know if it's someplace I would stay my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what advice would you give someone coming out here from, all over the world, trying to come to LA and build something like you're doing? You know what I mean?
I would say
Because
don't actually
everyone
think
comes
about
here,
it when
yeah.
you're here.
Okay.
Don't actually, because people come and they want to work in the industry so hard that you can read that instantly.
Mhm.
You know, it's like they're trying to go somewhere so hard, so fast.
Right.
And you can read that instead of actually just do your craft.
Be more
Do
fluid.
what you're good
Yeah.
about. Do what you're good at and educate during the process. And I think that you'll do fine. But come here. You can't come here with nothing.
Yeah.
You can't just graduate school and come out here. You can't just not have a job lined up and come out here. You have to come out here, one, with something that you're really good at and you're ready to showcase. And just fall into compassion and really connecting with whatever you're doing for work, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only advice I would give.
Well, I feel like it's so cliche, but it's so true, is like, just be genuine. And I feel like
Yeah.
it's so overlooked, especially in places like LA, New York, Miami, whatever. But it's like, if you are, and you're a prime example of that, is like, just be real, tell people what they do or don't need,
Yeah.
and then your business is bound to grow because you
I like-
keep it 100. And if they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. But at least they know what they're getting. And it's not like, oh, yeah, I did this person, or I do this and I know him or her. And it's like, no one really cares. Like, it goes back to that saying, what is it? Like, people don't care unless they know how much you care about them,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's what you incorporate into your business, is like, hey, I'm here to like help you. So like, you tell me what you need, and then I'll provide you with like maybe some extra things that you may or may not need and all that stuff.
At the end of the day,
So-
she knows she's the shit. That's the thing. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? She
I
doesn't-
mean,
I don't
obviously.
know. I don't know. I'm the shit.
Come
I
on,
don't
you
even like.
do.
Stop
I
it.
don't.
You do. And
Yeah, but I'm a little bashful in that sense, and I don't like to be egotistical. But I don't like to jinx myself. But also, I don't know. I just,
But you're good at what you do.
yeah,
yeah,
you've
Okay,
mastered your
yeah.
craft.
I'm really good at connecting. I would have to say I'm good at my craft, but I'm good at connecting. But also, I don't want bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't want to beat around the bush with people or my clients. I want to be real. I want to be honest. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're this celeb or you're this Starbucks barista. You
Yeah.
guys are about to be treated the same. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
yeah.
Maybe you pay me 3 times as more. I'll come 9 o'clock at night, but I'm still gonna treat you guys
Yeah.
equally the
Exactly.
fucking same.
You're
You
paying the
know,
same
no one's
price.
better than anyone at
But
this
I feel like a
point.
lot of people don't do that, especially
No,
in
they
like
do
the
not.
beauty industry. And so that's why, like, coming back to your character and how you've built your brand and your business and stuff, I feel like it's really commendable
Yeah.
that you're like that. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, you
I
see what you
respect-
get, I respect you, you respect me. If not, this ain't gonna fucking work.
This is not gonna work.
So-
No, honestly, I remember I had a client on my bed the other day, and she was having one of her celebrities text her while she was on my bed getting a facial, and I could sense her energy, and she's like, because it was a big celeb. I'm not gonna lie.
She's trying to respond back.
And she was trying to respond back away. I fucking grabbed her
Throw
phone.
it
I
on the
put
fucking
that
floor,
shit
yeah.
down. I said, but she can wait. You're getting a facial with
Yeah.
me. You can take 1 hour. I
Yeah.
think she'll be
Understanding,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. She's a human. She will understand. And actually, people respect that
Yeah,
more.
exactly.
If you're up their ass all the time, responding every second, they're going to treat you like that.
Right,
But if
yeah.
you're like, oh, you can wait a little bit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, I'm going to
This
eat.
is my space.
This
yeah.
is my
Like,
space.
I'm,
You know,
I'm walking my
It's your me
dog or
time.
something. Yeah. Like,
yeah, it's your you time. It's the time that you really deserve. But it baffles me that people will actually be like, oh my God, you know, like on the phone or quickly responsive. But yeah, it's just to be real.
Yeah.
It's tough
Love
out. It's tough out in these streets in LA.
Straight up.
Hell yeah. So
Tough
anyone trying to come out and do it, what's up? Pull up to LA.
Yeah, pull up to LA.
And then
You
shoot
know,
back to North
And
Carolina
then
a
go
few
back to
years
North
later
Carolina,
on 100
get on a
acres.
farm, grab some pigs, you
No,
know.
I think the biggest thing from this is like just if you're gonna do it, come out here, do it right, but don't be, you know, so into the limelight and like focus on like the big scene. Do your craft, do it well, and everything else is gonna
It'll
just
fall
you
into
know.
place. Just live day to day. If you think about
Yep.
the next day, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. Everyone's always talking about manifesting. Manifesting's great. You can write down your lifelong goals, but if you're so strongly manifesting, you're forgetting about being present.
Mm-hmm.
You're so stuck on trying to manifest your future
Man,
that you forgot to have a conversation with the person, in front of you.
yeah.
Exactly. That's why
That's
people are like,
crazy.
my mind's going crazy. I'm manifesting. Stop that shit.
Yeah.
Like, just be real and stay in the present moment.
Man.
You know what you want in the future. Let it go. It'll be there. You know what I
I
mean?
fucking love that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
No, and that's my biggest like thing right now is like be more present like in my daily life because we're so stuck in like the nitty gritty, the grind, the like doing your fucking best work. You're so focused on like the end goal where you're like you forget about just you know what you're doing. Do what you do and be present and enjoy the process also a little bit, right?
Just be present.
Yeah.
Really, I think that's the hardest part. But I think we learn as we get older that that's really just all we want at the end of the day is to be present and make connection with people.
Hell
Yeah.
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 And it's okay to be selfish sometimes. Take some you time. Get a facial.
I am so
Come
selfish.
to Sarah Ford.
Come to my office.
Sarah
My team
Ford,
is
baby.
amazing. You'll fall in love with my girls.
I'll be working
The
at the front
vibes are
desk.
here. You'll fall in love with Kayla. She's so dope. It's just a vibe. And
I love that.
honestly, like, yeah, self-care is selfish, and I love that. I'm forever selfish for myself. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
love it.
you got to take
Oh,
care of
yeah.
you.
Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Ford.
Sarah Ford,
Thank you
baby.
so
Hell
much.
yeah.
Yes.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
for being
you.
on. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, for
Don't
sure. It's
don't
been-
censor my woo-woo shit.
No, we won't.
No,
Oh, this
woo-woo
is-
censoring. Yeah.
Unedited.
Now,
Raw shit.
now I'm finally going to say I'm woo-woo.
No,
Yes.
no, woo-woo.
After 10 years, I'm woo-woo.
Sarah,
I
we
love
love
it.
you.
Thank
you for
you.
being
Thank
on.
We'll see you
Yeah.
around. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
Thank you
Do I
guys
go
for
out this
listening.
door?
And
Just kidding.
you're what on Instagram? It's Sarah Ford
Official.
official.
Sarah with an H. Please don't forget the H.
Okay,
Yes,
and
don't
then
forget the H.
YouTube or any online stuff like that.
TikTok.
No.
So
I
you're-
don't got that much time
But your
for that right now.
your online like web presence is sarahford.co.
SarahFord.co and Sarah Ford Official.
Cool.
Love
Yeah.
it.
All right, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Well, again,
yeah.
thank you.
Thank you guys
you
for being
guys.
on. Sarah, we love you, girl.
Thank you.
25
Thank
day,
you for
baby.
having
We
me.
out.